Your WavyOcho. I'm gonna react to the final hours of Dolla.
Police say Aubrey Berry of Snellville shot Roderick Burton, also known as Dolla, outside a popular Beverly Hills mall.
Now, Los Angeles police say there was a brief argument between two groups at a popular Beverly Hills mall. They say that's when Aubrey Berry of Snellville shot and killed Roderick Burton, a.k.a. Dollar.
Alan, we have just learned that this shooting was a result of an altercation between two groups of shoppers that had just left the Beverly Center this afternoon. They were standing near the valet stand here in the parking garage when one man pulled out a gun and shot the other man. That was taken to a local hospital, and that's where he died a few hours ago. Now, just a short time ago, police did at gunman at LAX. The suspect had apparently purchased a ticket and was waiting in the ticketing lobby. Police saw him waiting there, and that's when they took him into custody. They also recovered a weapon from the suspect. It's unclear whether that was the gun that was used in the shooting.
Superior Court of California, Los Angeles County. The people of the state of California plaintiff versus Aubrey Lewis Berry, defendant, case number BA 356, 742, Department 107. Verdict, count one. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Aubrey Lewis Berry, not guilty of the crime of first degree.
May 7th, 2009. Aubrey Berry was at an Atlanta club known as Platinum 21. While there, he would notice an acquaintance of him from Clark Atlanta University and approached to speak with her. What Berry was unaware of was that his friend was in a relationship with a rapper by the name of Roderick Anthony Burton II, aka Dolla. According to Berry, on that night at the club, while he was speaking with his college friend, Dolla noticed, and him, along with his entourage, made the assumption Berry was getting personal with his girlfriend and approached unbeknownst to Aubrey. According to Berry, he was attacked by one of Dolla's affiliates while having a conversation with his female friend.
Mr. Berry talked about the events that happened at Platinum 21, where there was a confrontation over talking to the same female. Mr. Berry testified that they had a mutual friend. Mr. Burton and Mr. Berry had a mutual friend that he knew from college. But the people that were with Mr. Burton may have felt that Mr. Berry was trying to talk to the female in a more personal matter. But today, Mr. Berry testified that he had known that woman from college and had known her previously.
According to Berry, he was attacked by one of Dolla's affiliates while having a conversation with his female friend, after which he fell to the ground and received a beat.
Damn, so Dolla and his mans hopped on this man Barry, bro. Like, damn, bro. In Atlanta, in Atlanta, in the club in Atlanta.
By what he felt was about 5 persons. The altercation was the beginning of the end for Dolla and would lead to a strange set of events.
Oh, and by the way, like, I heard of Dolla, like, I heard of his name and all that, but like, I never really like listened to his music, bro. Like, so comment down below, like, if y'all, listen to his music, or if y'all did, and if y'all did, what is your favorite song of him? Because I never listened to him.
Just 11 days later, Dolla had a show in Texas. He would take a flight from Atlanta, where he stayed, to Texas to do his performance. After which, he went on his way to Los Angeles, California on May 18th, 2009. He would make his way to Los Angeles, California with nothing but good intentions. It was his girlfriend's birthday, and Dolla planned something special to celebrate another year around the sun. Being in Atlanta for college, she was away from her family, who were in Los Angeles. So Dolla thought it good to fly her out to Los Angeles for her birthday party, so they could be together and she could be with her family and friends for her birthday.
He actually had a girlfriend, and it was her birthday, and he flew her out here for her birthday because all her family was out here, but she went to school in Atlanta. So she was in college in Atlanta. So he just flew her back to LA for, to throw her party with all of her friends.
A kind gesture but one that would ultimately lead to his end. Dolla would arrive in Los Angeles and everything went smoothly until it didn't. May 17, 2009. One of Dolla's best friend, Sadiq DJ Shabazz Abawi, his brother, William Scrap Robinson.
Oh, Scrap. Oh, I remember him. Scrap. He like, damn. He was in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Like,
Associate Sirius Cy Silvers and Dolla had all spent the night at Damian T. Money Jackson's condo and woke up the following morning on May 18, 2009 at about 10 a.m. Everything was smooth with plans, and it was time to get back to the airport and catch their flight back to Atlanta. At about 1:30 p.m., they started their day and later on decided to get something to eat. Accompanied by his brother, William Robinson, aka Scrap. The plan was to get something to eat at Chipotle, but Dolla, however, had this one favorite restaurant named P.F. Chang where he loved to dine at. After persuading the person he was with, they gave in and decided to go to P.F. Chang's in the Beverly Center in Los Angeles before getting in the car and heading to the airport.
Dolla pretty much pressured his brother Scrap, Shabazz, which is our other brother, he's a DJ, and my homegirl Cy into going to P.F. Chang's.
It was around 2:53 p.m. Dolla, DJ Shabazz, and Silvers were enjoying their meals. What happened next is where everything went downhill. In a strange case of coincidence, Aubrey Berry, the same guy that got into the altercation 11 days prior in Atlanta, where he was beaten by Dolla and his entourage, was also at the establishment. Dolla would recognize him as Berry walked into the bathroom. Cy recalled at that point, Dolla would have a conversation with his brother Scrap about Berry, but not aware of what the conversation was about. Berry on the way back from the bathroom would also recognize Dolla at his table, but no words are spoken from either of the two. Instead, Berry continues walking and returns to his table. But at the cluelessness of everyone else, Berry had a concealed firearm. The time, 2:56 p.m. At his table is the reason why he was at P.F. Chang as well. Seated there was his business partner, Ali Darwish, who met with Berry to work on an after-party to the BET Awards.
Mr. Berry and Mr. Burton happened to cross paths coincidentally at the P.F. Chang restaurant, and Mr. Berry testified that he was there having a business meeting with an individual to talk about a party.
Berry was also involved in the music industry in commercial marketing.
he was with Neo.
And has been seen in public with high-profile artists like Neo. And with Los Angeles being one of the hubs for music, Berry also flew out there for business. And that's how he ended up in the particular establishment, as eerily strange as it may seem. Berry, now back with his business associate, will let him in on the altercation that happened in Atlanta with the said people he just spotted, but made one shocking revelation that immediately changed the mood of his business partner, Darwish. Berry would mention to him the persons were affiliated with the Mansfield Crips. Being aware of the specified gang, Darwish advised him to leave because he does not want to get caught up in any gang conflict. So at 3:04 p.m., Berry leaves the restaurant and proceeds to the valet area that is over 200 feet from the door.
After he went to the table, he had a discussion with the person he was having a lunch with, and that person instructed him to leave. There were some talks about Crips and gangs and things of that sort, and Mr. Berry's business associate was uncomfortable with that, told him to leave, and shortly thereafter, Mr. Berry left the restaurant.
Multiple rumors have been surrounding this particular movement before Dolla was shot. One in particular states that Berry's business partner, upon hearing he had an altercation with the Mansfield Crips, instructed Berry to take them out first before they do, as they had a reputation of having a lot of power in the city.
Whatever the case may be, I guess whoever he was with was saying, oh, like, they got a lot of power out here. You better get them first before they get you.
The Mansfield Crips, aka the Mansfield Gangster Crips, are labeled one of the most active gangs in the West Side District of Los Angeles and came up in the 1980s. Dolla faced many hardships as a child. He moved from his hometown of Chicago to Los Angeles, where his father would take his own life. Eventually, he would be taken in by the Mansfield Crip, Damian Jackson, aka T-Money, who brought up Dolla as his artist and supported his career. Dolla would adopt the gang lifestyle of the Crips and became a Mansfield Crip himself.
You know, I lost pretty much my brother, my little brother, my son. Like, somebody that I pretty much had something to do with his life for a long, for a period of time of grooming him or whatever the case may be. So, and him being with me.
And so was he an artist who was really in the streets? Or?
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
But he's from Atlanta.
He was born in Chicago but raised in Atlanta.
But so then he comes out to LA, and does he start to kind of get mixed up in the politics, or what? Like,
no, he was never mixed up in the politics. He was around us, so yeah, he claimed Mansfield, and it was in his heart.
The scene is now set for the events that would steal the life of a promising young artist. Barry's in the valet area, 3:05 p.m., approximately 1 minute after he leaves the restaurant. Dolla and his friends leave in the direction of Barry. Surveillance video at the establishment shows Dolla acting peculiar, as if looking for someone while walking. That someone being Barry. Whether an agreed decision to follow Barry or just yet another coincidence, they were leaving at the same time. The two were about to be involved in a tragic altercation. Barry, now in the valet area, waiting behind two customers, catches a glimpse of what he says was Dolla rolling up his sleeves and coming towards him aggressively at rapid pace with DJ Shabazz and his brother Scrap close behind, while Silvers is off further in the background. According to the recollection of Silvers, Dolla and his two associates arrived before Barry about 7 to 10 feet, spread in a position that appears to have Barry surrounded. The two would get involved in an exchange of words where things would go south. At this moment, Barry recalls being scared for his life and saw what he believed was Dolla reaching behind his back for a weapon, so he drew his concealed firearm.
With the two other gentlemen behind him. At some point, he testified that he felt cornered behind the valet desk after some words were exchanged about what's happening or what's happening cuz, and he testified that he felt threatened, and he said that he saw Mr. Burton reach behind him as if to pull out a weapon, and at that time he fired his weapon multiple times, striking Mr. Burton 4 times.
3:10 p.m. Barry squeezed the trigger, shooting 8 rounds, 4 of which went into Dolla.
Seemed like this was
1 through his
self-defense.
bicep, another through his buttocks, and 2 through his back.
1 bullet entered the front bicep, and the 3 other bullets entered his backside, 2 in his back, 1 in his buttock. Those 3 on the backside are all through and through. They all entered and exited his body.
Dolla began to run after being shot, eventually collapsing about 200 feet away. The shots echoed throughout the surrounding area, inciting mass panic, leaving persons running for their lives.
Me and my friends were sitting down having lunch at P.F. Chang's, and we were sitting down and heard these gunfires, and then everyone dove down and literally army crawling. We have band-aids from P.F. Chang's.
One of the bullets inflicted a fatal wound, puncturing multiple organs, including his heart. At that point, there was no saving the young rapper.
But the coroner said that the rapidly fatal shot that entered through his back was so fatal that if he would have got shot on a surgery table, doctors would not have been able to revive him.
Dolla was rushed to the hospital, but there was little any medical surgeon could do. Dolla was pronounced deceased around 3:38 p.m. Words of his passing spread like wildfire. Being signed to Akon's convict music label Imprint, many had their eyes on the young talent becoming the next big thing in the music industry. His songs like Who the F Is That, featuring T-Pain, and Make a Toast were a few hits under his catalog. The media was flooded with news stations reporting on the rapper's passing.
Police say Aubrey Berry of Snellville shot Roderick Burton, also known as Dolla, outside a popular Beverly Hills mall.
A young rap artist gunned down at the Beverly Center after an argument that began at LAX and ended in gunfire at the shopping complex.
Well, Michelle and Mark, family members say the man shot and here at the mall today went by the name of Dolla. They say he was an up-and-coming rap artist from Atlanta.
Berry fled the scene, heading to the LAX airport, where he was apprehended by police officers a few hours later, as he was at the ticketing counter with the firearm found on him.
As police secured the scene, a man matching the suspect's description was located at LAX a few hours later. Police say he was armed with the gun and was on his way to the ticketing counter. His Mercedes SUV had just been dropped off at the airport rental lot.
The process for justice and the truth would begin.
But
Berry
not
was charged
guilty.
for the hit and would plead not guilty at an arraignment on May 22nd. His case was centered around his claim of self-defense. According to Berry, after his altercation with Dolla and outside of PF Chang. According to T Money, however, mutual friends of both sides had already came to an agreement over the Atlanta situation and dispelled any ill will or bad feelings towards each other. Berry's legal team used his claim of being in fear for his life as the main drive of their case, directing the jury to several videos intended to paint Dolla as a violent gang member. Video 1 showed Dolla talking about assaulting a person known as Two Pistols, where in the video, he states he confronted Two Pistols and asked him, "What's happening?" The same phrase that
Isn't it the same Two Pistols that did a song with T.I.? Like, that song called She Got It. That was a fire song, I ain't gonna lie. It was a fire song.
Dolla says to Berry when he confronts him at the valet area.
Yeah, so what happened was, bam, number one, I'm at the BET thing, at the Shrine, I'm doing, my whole little press, my whole little press run. And when I'm near my, well, first off, Strap De Leon called me, number one. And he said, man, the boy, Two Pistols talking crazy. But then I called my sister called him, he called me. My sister called me, was like, yeah, it's official, he talking crazy. But then my mama called me, like, he talking so crazy, whoop his. So, if my mama tell me whoop his, when I see him, I gotta whoop his. You know what I'm saying? So, I asked Shawty what's happening.
Video 2 shows an interview of T.I. talking with Dolla and T Money. The video made reference to gang affiliations, which is what the jury wanted to establish.
All you niggas talking about y'all blooding and crippin' and coming to LA, walking up and crippin' office and get a deal if you a crip or something, man. Cause this came from nowhere but Atlanta, and he really f***ing with niggas, man. He came out here and he doing something for us.
The other video were excerpts from Dolla's catalog, showing his reputation to gang and lyrics depicting a violent lifestyle he claimed he lived. Such tracks presented were Is You Holding?
Keep one in the chamber of my black profile. I done felt the burn, but I still ain't gonna learn. Leave a underground, you can call me Mr. Worm.
And his hit with T-Pain, Who the F Is That? Prosecutors pushed back, stating that Berry carried his firearm with intent to harm Dolla and acted upon a premeditation plan where he waited in the valet area for Dolla to leave and end his life. They backed up this scenario with details that paint the crime scene where Dolla was shot in the bicep first, then turned to run and flee from Berry. That's when Berry finished the job, sending the bullets into his back. If it were in self-defense, then why would Dolla be the one running and being shot in the back? A great counter to the defense. It's up to the jury to decide whose story seemed more like what occurred.
Which story is more like believable? Makes sense, you are like.
21st, 2010. The case was finally brought to a close, leaving Dolla's mother in tears when Aubrey Berry was acquitted of all charges.
Verdict, count 1. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Aubrey Lewis Berry, not guilty of the crime of first degree. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Aubrey Lewis Berry, not guilty of the crime of the second degree. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Aubrey Lewis Berry, not guilty of the crime of voluntary manslaughter in violation of Penal Code Section 192 Subdivision A.
You could hear the mother crying.
Alleged Roger Burton, alleged date of May 18, 2009, a lesser included crime to that charged in count 1 of the information.
Dolla was destined for greatness in the music industry, but his life was unfortunately cut short in a tragic incident. Barry, I suspect, will also have to live with this on his heart. 2 lives ruined, and family and friends left in mourning.
This person who made a choice to take my son away, they didn't just take my son, he ruined his life. He ruined his own life by killing my son. Those are 2 boys gone.
Too many mothers, too many brothers, too many fathers, too many uncles, too many sisters are losing their children. This gotta stop.
Rest in peace.
But sadly, it's never gonna stop. It's just reality, bro. It's sadly never gonna stop, bro. It's never gonna stop. It's still gonna continue. But yeah, this situation, like, it's what y'all think about this situation between, like, you know, Dolla, like, how he lost his life and all that shit, bro. And do y'all think, like, what y'all think of him, bro? And also, like, if y'all was a fan of Dolla, if y'all listened to Dolla back then, like, comment down below what is y'all favorite, like, song of him, bro. Alright, bro, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. Whoever just checking out you are.